Time to put those kitties to bed. Sex, music, and alcohol. It's Menage Mondays. Live on SaveTheDayRadio.com.
So you know what? Let me go get some honey and some syrup from the kitchen. Then, out of the blue, this is what shocked me. We did the honey thing. She licking, I'm licking. We good.
Honey is good because honey takes a little extra suck to lick off.
Yeah, you got work
thick,
it
so
off.
you got exactly. So it make
Listen, dudes.
It make for good stimulation.
For my dudes, if you put honey on a female, go around the belly button. Don't put it in the belly button. You'll be there trying to suck honey out of her belly button for hours. Now, we did the honey and things. Here's a little lesson too. Honey and wax go good together.
Okay.
So we did the honey and chocolate syrup. Then she says, "Do you have any candles?"
Oh.
I was like, of course. If we live in New York, there can always be a blackout. You gotta have candles. So she went and got the candle. I went and got a candle, came back. She pulled out her lighter and says, "Lay on the bed."
Oh, so she wanted to put the candles at you.
Man, listen. Now, that first initial shock of the heat hitting your body.
Made you want to like slap her bra, right?
Well, it's not that drastic. It's not that drastic because the pain don't linger.
Okay. It's just that one initial.
Exactly that initial the heat on your skin is like oh shit. So I was laying there like, you know, you're itching, you're squinching and you're moving around, and then I was like, okay, hold on, you don't continue to do this, but you know I'm gonna do it to you. She was like, yeah, I know, I want to try it too. I was like, okay, let's get it going. So for the people, this is the lesson. Honey is always good when you're about to do wax play. You put some honey on, you drip the wax, that sucker will come right off. Now, another thing you have to worry about when it comes to wax, don't put it places where there's too much hair.
For real. That goes without saying.
That will hold on.
That goes without saying.
To that hair. And when you're trying to take that shit off, my gosh. When I tell you pain categories. Hair are the main parts. There's bondage. We all know that. We all seen it. We all heard about it.
And bondage, listen, bondage can start from, again, something like handcuffs.
Exactly.
To you being seriously tied up. I mean, in all type of. I know if you watched the Rihanna S&M video,
I
where she was tied up, arms behind the back, and the legs tied up to the arms, and all that. I mean,
you got the boobs tied
something
up.
Alone is exactly some bondage alone is something that can go. You know, there's a A through Z with that. Right. You know.
So that's There's bondage. Then there's whipping. These are subtitles of BDSM. There's whipping. A lot of people, that ain't for y'all. I know for a lot of people. Then there's this thing called CBT. This is not for a lot of dudes. Me personally, I like some parts of it. CBT is cock and balls torture. That's CBT. Then there's wax play, which I just talked about. There's a lot of shit with wax. Anyhow, there's wax play. Then there's the golden showers. Then there's,
it gets worse.
This is under the same heading: golden showers, bukkake, and scat.
Those are all under the same.
You can label them under the same because they all have to do with bodily, not fluids. Some of it is fluids, but bodily secretions. Sorry.
Okay.
That's what it's called. Bodily secretions. So there's golden showers, bukkake, and scat.
Okay.
Now for people, I know they run.
I'm still traumatized from the 2 girls 1 cup video. Let me just tell you.
That right there.
I am still traumatized. Is how many? It's been like 5-6 years.
Yeah. There is strap-on play. There's a lot of people who like that. Then there's sexual role play. That right there is another one of the most popular ones, being you know, you're dressing up, you in costume, you playing like a pool girl,
you the
a
nurse,
pool boy,
and you the doctor, or you know, that's your boss or whatever.
That right there is something different. That right there has its own subculture.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So then here it is. It's called medical.
Oh, okay.
It's called medical play. But like you said, there are
different real player and doctor.
And exactly. There are some people who like that. There are certain parts of that. We'll come back to that. Let me finish read off. Then we'll break down each of them. Then there's erotic electricity stimulation. That means being stimulated by electricity.
That's crazy, the electric shock. Yeah. I don't think that's fun at all.
Some parts of it I want to try.
I'm good. I'm not interested in
some parts of it I want to try. But
I'm not interested in that at all. No, thank you.
Then there's
shocking me. Shock me with your cock. I'm just saying.
Then there's flogging and spanking. Flogging and spanking, pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I mean.
Then last,
I don't even get that, the whole paddles thing. You can slap me with your hand, but.
But you gotta understand, this is not just a one-time thing. This is more than that. There is spanking, yes, like I said, there is spanking. Then there's flogging, where you're using you're using a tool.
Oh,
and spanking is just hand.
So let me tell you, I went downtown a few years back, right? I was passing this shop, and it had a pair of sick leather boots, yes? And thigh high.
How you get here?
Wait. Thigh high all the way to the top, with a thing on the side with a whip inside on both sides.
Wow.
Whip. It was like, and you could stick it in. It was like a holster for your whip in your thigh high boots. And I wanted them shit so bad. And I didn't even want to whip nobody, but I just wanted those boots. They were so sexy.
Shout out to any lady who has.
That was dope. They were dope. I mean, I was like, oh, bad bitch boots, like for real. They were dope. They were dope.
And last but not least for the BDSM, well, not last but not least, but this is.
Listen, we could talk all show about all these BDSM categories.
Then there's humiliation.
I don't get that.
It's humiliation.
I don't get that.
What part you don't get?
You could be like you.
What part you don't get?
No. I mean, I understand it, but here's my thing. I get, and again, this is my personal opinion. I get the whole, you know, slap me with your cock if you want to. You know, I'm your hoe, whatever.
Right.
But when you start getting no. But when
that's part of
those people who like humiliation ain't satisfied with, oh yeah, you're my whole babes. Like, no, these people would take it to I mean, I've seen porn where like the girls with a sack over her head and like what?
Some.
It's a little bit extreme. Or they want them people to call them rich slurs or all type of like people go crazy. Or they want you know, they do role play where they do submissive kind of roles, you're getting forced or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, there's a whole slew of things. There's a lot of vanilla people in this world, especially in New York City. But there are a lot of people who are also into the lifestyle.
But with that being said, a lot of people do not open their minds to the idea of exploring other options. And it's not to say that you don't know what you're in. It's like food. You won't know if you like it till you try it.
Until you try it, exactly.
And I'm not saying you gotta jump from boring sex to BDSM, you know, scatting. But there's levels. There's small steps you can take if you feel like you're not getting the most out of your sexual experience, or you're not, or your partner, whatever the case may be. It's up to you to say, okay, you know what? Let me think about this for a minute. Because, yes, again, we've talked about this before. Sex is not like the super most important thing in the world, but sex is important. Sex is important. Sex is important to a relationship. Sex is important, if nothing else, for our, procreation and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, why be with a person? I feel like sex causes so many problems in relationships and things like that. There's ways to fix it. There's ways, even if you feel unsatisfied. Exactly.
Because people let it.
People let things fester instead of discussing it.
Exactly. People let things sit on the brain. They let you know, they don't accept it. They don't want to talk about it. They think it's too taboo to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's not. We grown. That's why this show was created. That's why Menage Mondays is here and is created for us as human beings to want to talk about sex.
We're not gonna stop until everybody's having the best sex of their lives. At least in
grown,
New York City,
exactly.
damn it.
We grown.
Hi.
Hi.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey, what's going on? This is Cassidy.
Hi, Cassidy.
Hi, good night. How are you?
I'm fine.
So talk the things, man. We're talking here about BDSM.
Oh.
Wu over here rating us over here, but we're talking about BDSM and the different levels and subcategories of BDSM. And, you know, people kind of feeling maybe a little uncomfortable or feeling a little nervous about exploring different parts of their sexuality.
Are you one of those people?
No, I'm not. I mean, I do whatever.
You with it, whatever is in it. If you have a trusting partner, you with it.
Yeah, I don't inhibit myself. I feel like you have someone you trust. You can just let loose. That's
you could trust me. I think I'm in love.
No, my husband will kill you.
I think I am in love. Listen, tell him he's a lucky man, and he better step to the plate.
Yes, and just let Gigi know she better.
And I know that he's a lucky man and he happy.
Okay.
I am there, love, and we'll bring the gathering, man, definitely.
Okay.
All right, lovey. Thank you so much for calling in.
Okay.
Good night. I don't know if all you familiar with Skin Diamond.
Oh God, I love her.
Listen.
Hold on, her.
Big up Skin Diamond. Yo, who having a moment over here? He trigger happy. He trigger happy. I can't with you. I can't with you.
That's the amount of nuts I want to bust all over.
That's the amount of nuts he probably has busted her
Listen.
for. Okay.
I want to bukkake all over her. The shit I would do with her. And she's small, and she's short, and she's thin, and she's flexible, and she's skin nice and brown. Oh my God, these tattoos.
So listen, Skin, for those of you who are
the only
not
thing I would
familiar,
change is her hair. I don't fucking like her hair.
you like her hair?
Can't deal with that
What is
bald head
shaved
shit. Can't
thing
deal with
over?
that. But other than that,
She got that the old Rihanna half shave, whatever. She's had that for a while. I think she probably did that before them.
she had it for a long
Anyway,
years.
if for those of y'all who don't know who Skin Diamond, Skin Diamond is a bad bitch. Okay, she's a porn
shine
star.
bright like a diamond.
I follow her on Twitter. She's
too.
hilarious.
Oh, she's a freak and little titties.
She's a freak. She's a big freak, and she definitely has a lot of porn available having to do with BDSM.
Oh,
and
man.
she actually inspired me recently because there's a lovely porn that she does where she is like tied up on a think like her arms crucifix style, maybe like on a big wood stick, and she's like tied up like that. She have a little too much stuff going on. I don't want to be gagged personally. That's not my thing.
You got to experience
the ball in my
You gotta
mouth.
experience it. You have to experience. If you don't do the ball, do a rope, do a handkerchief, do
Well,
something.
no, here's my thing.
Tie something.
I just I rather have a cock in my mouth than a gag.
No.
That's just me.
No.
I'm not saying I'm opposed to trying it. I just don't think I would love it, but you never know.
Listen carefully.
I'm listening.
Free your mind and your body will follow. No,
I believe
no.
you.
I'm gonna guide you through this. I'm gonna guide you through this shit.
I'm gonna spit out my drink because
don't spit.
look, Wu getting excited. He think he's my master right now. He gonna come tell me
listen,
what I need to do.
We teaching. I'm teaching. For those of you who don't know, listen
Master
carefully.
Splinter up in here.
Yes, because I've been down that road. No, I ain't afraid to say it. I've been gagged before. It was not a ball gag.
Oh, I was about to say.
It was a rope. It was a rope.
Okay.
Not like a kerchief.
But okay, so now here's the thing. You were gagged in a way so you couldn't take it off.
Yeah, I couldn't take it off.
Okay.
My hands were free, but I gave in.
Yeah, that's the point. Okay.
No. This is what you need to do. Yeah, shout out to her, man. Oh my God.
You see?
I'm sorry. No, I'm not talking about the person that gagged me.
No, I'm saying I appreciate that you're a man that realize, you know what, I could have an opportunity to really let a woman come and make me experience a serious amount of pleasure if I allow myself to be free to this woman to pleasure me in that way.
We were in a relationship.
That's great.
So I had trust with her. We had that trust. we decided, hey, let's experiment, and this was what we experimented with. Now I'm gonna tell you this. Oh man, listen, JG, this is what you gotta try it. You have to try it. You have to try it. Give yourself that mental chance. Say, listen, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm open.
I'm gonna do this, but I'm trusting you. Now, you can have so much fun with it. Now, you get a tie, you get a bandana, a do-rag, something that's cloth, that's material, right? Tie it around your mouth, open your mouth, tie it around your mouth, and then you let him fuck your throat with the gagging in your mouth. Exactly. You have fun with it. Don't let it just be something that's a control.
Okay.
Let it be part of the sexual act also. This is for the ladies. Let your man, or you do it yourself, gag yourself. If you don't feel secure with him doing it, or you don't trust him enough to do it, you do it. Gag yourself, right? Y'all have a little play of time and try to suck his dick with the gag in your mouth. It's an experience, especially when you hit on the roof of the mouth, because the gag in the mouth, right? And you put the dick in it and hit on the roof of the mouth. Oh my gosh, my God! Because the feeling of the wet mouth, that's one.
Okay.
Then the friction of the gag in the mouth, that's two. That's the second stimulus. And then the thought of it being a mouth that you're fucking. Phone lines real quick. Menage Mondays, call your love. Good morning.
What's going on?
What's going on? How you doing, caller?
I'm doing fine. I had to call once you said you guys started talking about pain. Who likes pain?
So please tell me you like pain. Just say it. Just say it. Do you?
I indeed like pain.
Nice.
Salute to you. Now, with that said, I don't want to ask how much, but what would you consider pain?
Well, first of all, I would say, do you have a limit?
There's definitely a limit. You're not going to stab me. I don't want blood. I don't want no pain like that.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Yeah, we're going to make that clear. Don't give me pain. I'm going to knock out, wake up 30 minutes. No. There is a limit. It's more like the pinch and the feeling that comes after the pinch.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like literally. You know, it's all a mental thing first. And like you said earlier, you have to do this with someone you trust.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Amen.
That comes first. And then the whole mental thing that you have with that person, that individual, and then whatever. Everything goes after that. When you're into the whole bondage thing,
right?
The person that you're doing it with, it's the mental first. If you connect on the mental,
then everything
else that comes with the bondage is like a go.
Oh man!
And I mean, you could tell me if I'm wrong, but at least for me, I feel like it really depends on the kind of presence that your partner creates for themselves and for you. And I think if they create that kind of presence that turns you on in that way and makes you feel that safe and comforted way, it makes you more inclined to just go with the flow.
Right. I mean, I've recently brought it up to my husband. I've been together with my husband about 4 years. And
how long you said? 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
Okay. And what was his reaction?
Say again?
What was his reaction?
He looked at me like, bitch, the fuck? Like, down. Basically. He looked at me like I was crazy. But what made me want to do it was, first of all, I saw like a documentary on it, and already in my head, I knew I wanted something different or whatever. So when I saw that documentary, I was like, this is what I want to do. So I told him about it, and my husband's down with whatever the hell I taught him, but that was his reaction at first. So, whatever, long story short, I mean, that, you know, it is what it is now. FYI, all the supplies, they're expensive as hell. That's not the only thing.
Hell, listen, it's an investment if you want to be kinky nowadays.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
It is expensive.
It's something I said on a recent show. I was like, you know, I need a sex toy experiment sponsor. Like, what the hell?
So let me ask this, right? Prior to your husband being in the picture, were you into pain?
Yes, but it wasn't nothing serious. It was always like I would love biting. Like,
ooh,
I love biting. Yes, I'm glad you said that.
Yes.
Ooh, man,
biting
listen.
on the neck and all that.
Like literally the pain that you get after it, like the little tingling,
right?
You're in the moment,
the thrill of it. I feel you. I feel you. So, now let me ask this. This is I don't want to get too personal, but this is a personal question. So,
go ahead.
Being prior to being married, and you were into it somewhat. When you started to date your husband or whatever, or see your husband, whatever you choose to call it, did you express this to him?
No, because I never had fully done it with anybody. You know what I mean? Nor did I ever think I wanted to do it.
Right.
Now this is after being with someone for 4 years, having kids, and once you're married, you have kids. You're like in a different. You're not in that whole dating thing and fucking around. You know what I mean? It's just more personal. And like, I feel like me now being married has made me more, interested in sex. Because there's so much you can do when you're married. So you want to explore and do new things with your partner, you know?
I got a quick question. Where do you live?
Yeah. Where do I live? Right now I live in North Carolina. I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, so we're gonna call you NC. NC. We're gonna call you NC.
Oh, I could give you my name. It's not a problem.
You sure? You don't have to.
Listen, this is the disclaimer we say. You don't have to give your name if you don't want to. We're not in the business of outing freaks. You're welcome to, or you could be anonymous. Up to you.
Oh no, my name is Vanessa.
Nice, we dig
Vanessa. Well,
with a Z.
Oh, Vanessa. Okay.
No, Vanessa, but with a Z.
Vanessa.
Pick up V, man. Pick up V.
Yeah, you are now my favorite caller. I hope you tune in and listen in and call up every week. Every week with at least a little story or something.
A little something. Listen.
Yeah, you spice to that.
And I don't know. Listen, I think she seemed like she have a nice happy situation going, so it seemed to be working.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Yeah, let me just shout you out, GiGi.
Big up yourself. Appreciate the love, man.
No problem. And I do want to let you guys know that I heard, was it last week? And I heard when you were saying the whole squirting conversation. I don't know if it was last week or what. But I just want to let you know that I'm going to try it. And if I piss myself, I'm going to come visit you.
Oh. Hey.
Because I heard the conversation and what you thought it was and...
let me know how it goes, girl. I'm curious. I'm curious.
Don't worry. We don't have a discussion. We don't have a lesson on how to do it. If you don't do it, if you don't get it right the first time, don't be ashamed. Don't run away from
if at first you don't succeed, try again. Put a little mat under you, a towel, so you work.
My goal. I'm gonna get you to that point, V. All right, I'm gonna get you to that point.
Call you alive.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi. Good night.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. I actually wasn't listening to the radio, but my friend told me to call in and see what's going on here.
Nice, nice. So we're actually we're talking about BDSM.
Okay.
We're talking about BDSM tonight. And people have called up and just told us, hey, like, are you into it? Are you not? Have you had an experience with it? What are your thoughts on it? We're talking about all of the different subsections or the subtitles that are in BDSM, because there's definitely a range, you know, anywhere from handcuffs to all type of crazy things. You know, there's definitely a range. So we're curious, what is your experience with it?
Well, honestly, I haven't had an experience with it, but I did have, like, you know, thoughts of having an experience, but haven't found that right person.
There you go. There you go.
And see, this is something that we've been talking about the whole show, that when it comes to something like BDSM, it's all about finding that right person. Because even more so than your average sex, let's say, there needs to be that certain comfort level and that trust level and that openness to it.
Yes, definitely. And I'm actually, I have a fiance, and she's not really into that stuff, but I am. And every time I bring it up to her, she's not, you know, she changes the subject.
And this is something that we were talking about because, gosh, and I don't want to say it in a way that make you feel a way, but it's like, you know, we were saying, while sex is not everything in a relationship, sexual compatibility is certainly important.
Oh, definitely.
And is no, I'm sorry.
I have to disagree. Sex is very important in a relationship.
Right.
I mean, I should rephrase. It's not to say that but it shouldn't be the most important thing in your relationship. But with that being said, it can certainly be a deal breaker.
Yes, exactly.
And so I think it's really important. And we had another caller that called in earlier and was like, you know, she's been married to her husband for several years, and she didn't let him know that she was into certain things. And what happens when you're in a relationship with a person and you know you can't hold back certain urges or whatever the case may be? What do you do in that kind of situation? So for you, what are your thoughts on it? I mean, is it something that you're going to continue to try to broach with her? Or is it something that you feel like is not worth it to you? How do you feel?
Well, it's not really worth pursuing because she told me she's not into it, she would never be into it, and that's not her thing, you know? So, I mean, what I do is I basically fantasize, you know? And, I mean, that's about it. I mean, that's all I could do. I mean, I don't want to cheat, you know?
So, let me ask you this. Okay, yes, I was just about to ask you that. So, you don't want to cheat on her, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I don't want to get too deep into your personal digs, but is it something that is extreme, or how, you know?
Oh, no, that's nothing too extreme, but just things outside of the ordinary.
So, like what, handcuffs, tying up?
Well, ass play, you know, stuff of that sort.
Okay. Understandable. Now, that part I can understand where she might, you know, freak out. The anal play. That part I can understand. She might, you know, females have this thing, like, you know, some of them not fully open-minded to it. They think that their man might be, you know, gay or something, or
exactly.
Right.
But so, you know what? It's actually not. You know, I'm not homophobic at all.
Right.
You know, I never even thought about it. But you know, ass play is something that I'm into as a man. You know.
Well, I understand you. I feel you.
Well, and here's the thing. I think there's definitely a stigma attached to that sometimes. There's a lot of dudes who are into that.
Yeah.
And who feel like,
and you know what, more so than what they're saying, because you know, a lot of dudes don't want to say that because then they'll seem gay.
Just even something like you know, getting their salad toss or whatever. A lot of dudes are into that, and a lot of dudes want to get head and then want to get their salad toss. But because there's this stigma or whatever the case has been made, it's taboo or whatever. And what I say is this: never, in my opinion, I always say never, because I really do feel like when you get to that level with support, with hopefully that partner who is right for you, that inhibition is going to go out the window, and it might not be an overnight thing, but there is going to get to a point where you know what, it's important to me to please my partner. And obviously you don't want to take it to a level where you're completely uncomfortable, but sometimes in anything in life, sometimes you have to take that leap, and that leap is not comfortable all the time. You're not always sure. You may feel a little bit uneasy, but that may, it may be leading to something awesome. So
so let me ask this, caller.
Okay.
Are you and your fiance really like open with each other? Do you talk a lot? Do you communicate a lot?
Oh yes, all the time.
Okay, so you've expressed you wanted to try certain things with her.
Definitely.
And she said no.
She said no. Should never. It's not her. You need to be with someone else if that's you basically.
So if you said to her, let's watch a document. Yo, V needs to call back up. V, you need to call back up and give us the name of the documentary.
I will get it for her tomorrow and post it. Definitely.
Yeah, because there's this documentary about BDSM.
Okay.
Right. Now, have you tried to show her what you want to do, or what you want to try?
Oh, yes. I tried showing her, porn clips, stuff like that, and she's just not into it,
Okay.
And I don't see that as a reason to leave her, I mean, I do love her, but
well, I mean, I think it depends on it depends on obviously our relationship,
of course.
there's certain sexual urges, there's certain sexual things that somebody knows that they're so into that they're like, yo, you know what, I'm gonna feel unsatisfied, and as long as you don't feel that way, it shouldn't be a problem. I think it's situational, dependent on each individual relationship.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, my brother, I'll be praying for you that you get that you get your wish.
Okay.
Hopefully, if not the wedding night, a little later,
honeymoon
later on.
Something.
Yeah, a little later on.
Listen, she might get tipsy one day. You never know.
You never know.
Exactly.
All right, caller. Well, thank you so much for calling, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
We get a chance to hear the beginning of the show, but we've been talking about BDSM. So BDSM, bondage, discipline, domination, submission, sadomasochism. So it's all about so it's bondage, dominance and discipline, submission, and sadomasochism.
Oh Lord.
So that's basically anywhere from something like a handcuff to a full getting tie up,
or to a whip.
Pins in your cock. It could be. I mean, there's very different forms and levels of BDSM. People who like golden showers.
One thing about me, I don't trust no woman tying me up.
And we was talking about this earlier. I don't know if it's. I wonder almost if it is a nationality kind of thing. If it's that like a country thing, a culture thing. I don't know, but I feel like I maybe just because it's also a masculine thing. I feel like a lot of men are not comfortable feeling taking that control.
It's not that we don't trust women. It's like, well, they might use that as an opportunity to take advantage of us guys. Like, oh, I packed up and then they leave me. See, yeah, I'm in control now. We then took all the garbage last week. I didn't buy another bag. I wanted. And, they can leave it tied up or they can forget the keys,
So you're saying she might use it as a revenge?
Yeah, trust me.
Well, but that's something we've mentioned, that it's not necessarily these are not things that you should be doing with just anybody, although some people do, but that we would hope that these kind of things are taking place with a trusted person, with somebody that you have a trusted, safe, you feel secure with.
I don't need to do that with Tyra Banks or can get her shift.
Not even Rihanna could come tie you up?
No.
Oh, boo.
Okay, so now let me ask you in the inverse. Would you be interested in tying somebody up?
Yeah, of course.
And this is the response we get from all the men. Of course, I gotta tie up a woman, but you can't tie me up.
You're selfish,
it's not
brother.
Right.
You're selfish.
No, you will have a woman there.
Yeah.
One day you're gonna get a woman big like you to come and tie you up. You're gonna be in trouble.
I had enough trust in her, enough.
I told him out. You got tied up before.
I had enough, but not fully. Here's my thing. It wasn't both hands. I still had a hand free. But she tied me up with ties, with neck ties.
Oh Lord!
Like an actual tie.
Like an actual tie that you tie around your neck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How was that experience?
Huh?
How was that experience?
Invigorating. Invigorating. I'm honestly say this though. She almost got pregnant.
Hey, you guys are not saying bring up that because what you telling them stop them and wanna stop? One that thing to you, we're not
okay, hello.
And get the bouncing and the mood and the slipping and like you tell them stop they wanna stop.
Okay, but hello. Okay.
Because my thing is even if I had you rubbers on, I still pushing you off.
But that's the whole thing. So you take the necessary precautions. Maybe you use a condom and you use birth control or some other thing. You have to make sure you feel secure. You don't want to be the whole time you're tied up and you're scared. You're thinking about, oh gosh, she's not going to get off me.
If a woman bouncing and you telling she you're about to buff off.
Right.
You know.
Then let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. After she don't stop and she untie you drag her ass to the pharmacy and you go and pop a Plan B pill down her throat one time.
Yeah, one time like when she got the card or something, because I thought she stopped.
I cannot.
I thought she stopped. She didn't want to stop. So then she said.
But hopefully,
so in other words, she got herself pregnant. I didn't get her pregnant.
Exactly. Hopefully, she wake up and realize what the hell she was doing.
Yeah, because I told her stop, like you know.
But no, but within the same context, y'all gotta have a safe word.
Well,
a safe
twice or blink twice.
Yeah, you know, something that's not regular. So you know, if you know you about to bust a nut, you say a safe word.
Ouch.
No, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
Ouch.
But you gotta be submissive at some point. You gotta give them a little. You gotta give them a little. Now, here's my thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what it should be across the board. Like how you said, yeah, you would tie a woman up. Mm-hmm. It gotta be both ways. She has to be trustworthy enough to know. She has to trust you enough, to know. Okay, if I let him tie me up, he is gonna let me tie him up.
No.
It gotta go both ways, brother. There's something that gotta go both ways because you gotta have that trust factor.
Oh, like it does have some females that say, "Oh, just because I go down on you, you gotta go down on me."
Exactly.
Sometimes it don't work so.
Well, then was there you say fuck off. Then was there you start to fuck off because you gotta have some kind of trust and it gotta be 50-50 when it comes to that. Because you don't want to get hurt and she don't want to get hurt. I ain't talking about emotionally. I'm talking about physically now.
Yeah, well, I'm not a wicked person. If I tie up, I really soft. I even hold it there, you know. Especially like if she tie him up in like she house and she boyfriend must be come home or something. You see, like she man come home and I didn't lay down on the bed, you know, with my boy outside and my socks on my feet.
What the hell you getting into? Every week you calling up with somebody, you in somebody's house.
No, I just say like, what if worst case scenario, right? She tie up you in an unfamiliar neighborhood, and she tie up and they say her brother or her moms or somebody walk in, she going about her merry way and you tie down on the bed with your boy up.
and your socks on your feet.
Well, then the mother or the brother, whoever, can get a full point blank. No, my thing is, right, I ain't gonna do it with just anybody. Me and this person gotta be in a relationship. We gotta be close. We have to have that kind of trust to do that. Ain't gonna just be some random chick I'm fucking. we gotta have that built up trust, because like that same situation, I don't want that situation to arise. You know, if she walk up or whatever. Okay, that's fine. I don't care if I get caught by a family member. Ain't shit I could do about it. But I gotta know that she will want to protect me in that situation, because you're vulnerable, right? Meaning, if she going, okay, if she gonna run down the street, I know she gonna lock the bedroom door or something.
Yeah, make sure that bedroom door locked, the windows, the blinds closed down, everything.
But that's what I'm saying. You know, that's what I'm saying. You gotta have that certain level of security with your partner. Certain level of security.
You're absolutely right about that one too. But I'm not gonna let anybody tie me up.
Man,
I'm gonna feel like I'm in jail.
Oh Lord, no. We want to use that one. Well, thank you for calling up, brother.
Yeah, man. What's up? GG.
Much love.
Alright.
Oh man. 718-705-4946. I'd like to thank everybody who is tuned in, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hit us up on our website, SAVEDADAYRADIO.com. Sign that guest book. Drop your comments for topics on any of the talk shows. There's 4 talk shows, so hit us up for any topics you want to talk about, and depending on what night it is or whatever, just let us know. Or you can follow the station on Twitter, SaveTheDayRadio.com, SAVEDADAYRADIO. That's on Twitter.
Wu, the real American hero.